Hi, this is Alex from PHP Academy. In this video, we're going to be parsing BBCodes with NBBC, which is an open source BB code parser. Now, if you don't know what BB codes are, basically when you create some kind of application that allows users to post things, for example, a forum, you may want to give the user the ability to, for example, make text bold, post code, format their text just generally, and there's a variety of other things like smileys as well that we can implement as well, without having the user directly type and the browser pass the HTML that they've typed, because obviously there's a security risk with letting users just freely type HTML. They can include script tags and anything. So we use a BB parser that allows users to create tags, but with typically square brackets, which still allow users to format text, but it's secure. So NBBC is really lightweight and fast, and is one of the most lightweight and fastest BB code parsers I've found, and it's certainly the easiest I've found to use as well. Now, PHP does have a BB code module that you can use, but again, this is just preference, purely preference, but this one is absolutely brilliant. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be downloading NBBC. I'm going to show you where to place the files, and we're going to be looking at a couple of examples of parsing basic BB codes. And then we're going to look at some other cool features that this allows us to do. Now, there is documentation for this, so you can go ahead and look at the documentation, but this video is just going to demonstrate some of the basics and show you how to do some more advanced things as well, how we can incorporate things like syntax highlighting, and we're also going to look at a more fun example of injecting a YouTube video onto a page just using BB codes. So the first thing to do really is to go ahead and download it. I've already downloaded it. We're going to be working on this file here. I'll just pull up my text editor. Now, we're going to be working from scratch. Essentially what you're going to do is download this package from the BBCodes SourceForge page. So let me just bring up my browser. This is the URL here. So go ahead and download the package. Now, the files that you're going to need, let me just open here. There's nbbc.php. You're going to need that, and if you want to make use of the smileys that come with this, then you're going to want to go ahead and copy the smileys directory over to your root directory. Now, this is obviously optional, but we can make use of smileys if we want. So these are the only two files you need. The package does come with a lot of files, so there's no need to copy them all over. If you want extensive usage of NBBC, and you want the smileys, this is all you need. And obviously I've created this index page that we're working on in my text editor. So once you've downloaded and copied these over to the directory that you're working in, you want to go ahead and obviously start off your PHP tag. We want to go ahead and require this class in. So this is in a folder called classes, which I've created, and the file is nbbc and it's .php. So we want to go ahead and require this in. So classes/nbbc.php. So once we've done that, we'll go ahead and just refresh our browser just to make sure that everything's loaded in correctly, and it seems to have done so. Now I'm going to create a variable called BB, just for short, because we're going to be using the methods within this class once we've instantiated it. But obviously the first step is to actually instantiate it. So I'm going to use the new keyword, and I'm going to say BB code. Now, it's not new NBBC, the class name is BB code. So when I refresh now, nothing's happened, we don't have any errors. If I'd misspelt this, then we would have this error and it wouldn't have found the class. So we have instantiated the class now, we now have direct access to the methods within this class. So we're going to start look at some basic examples of what we can do with this. Now, we need some text. Now, I'm obviously not going to build a system that allows users to post text. I'm just going to create a variable called output, and this is going to be string data that would simulate what users might want to post. So what we don't want users to post is things like this, like bold tags or strong tags, for example. We also don't want users to pass things like script, which is obvious. And there's a variety of other things as well that we might want our users to post, but not allow them to post HTML. So for example, a BB code would look like this. So I might write bold. So what this would do is the BB code parser, once we've used the parse class, will take these tags and it will actually convert them essentially into HTML. And then this text would be rendered bold. So for example, if we go ahead and get rid of them just for now, I'll go ahead and show you how to use the parse class to output things. So we're going to echo BB, we're going to access the class parse, and within here we're going to pass in the text that we want to pass as BB code. So that is output. This in here is passed in here. So we're echoing the contents that's the value returned from parse. Let's go ahead and refresh. So it just says bold. The text isn't bold at the moment because we haven't included the bold tags here. But if I go ahead and do so, like so, without adding any additional options, the BB code by default will pick this up. You can go ahead and remove specific tags that you don't want to be included, or BB codes that you don't want to be included, but that's all in the manual. So if I go and refresh now, you can see that this text has turned to bold. So let's go and inspect this element, and you'll see that sure enough, B element has been wrapped within, or text has been wrapped or placed within this B element, hence making the text bold. So this is just a really basic example. Obviously we have things like italics, like so. And what we can also do is we can wrap stuff as well. So B and B. Now what we're doing is we're making the text italic and then we're making it bold. So we can embed tags within tags as well. The BB code class allows us to do this. So what else can we do? Well, we've got things like color. So for example, color. Now, if I was to say blue, for example, now what's this going to do? By default, it will absolutely nothing, because there's additional parameters that we need to take into account here. We can actually use attributes almost to pass in the color that we want to pass. So for example, color equals blue, then the text within, then the end color tag. Your users can then make text different colors. And you'll see here that we've got a span, which is displayed inline. So for example, I could say this text is, now this converted would remain as an inline element. If it was a block element, it would move to the new line. So BB code does take this into account. So users can change text within paragraphs, things like that, and there won't be any line breakage. So we've already established some of the more basic things that we can use. Another interesting one is quote. For example, you may see on forums users quoting each other. So for example, I could say, quote Alex, great post. So users can use this quote tags, and what's going to happen here is it's going to say Alex, and then it automatically adds this copy in. So it says Alex wrote : great post. Now if we go ahead and inspect this, we can see that we've got specific classes assigned to this div element. So it's BB code underscore quote underscore head. Now that's the head part of it, but if we move down, we can see that we've got the body. So what we can actually do is, using CSS, we can change things like the font weight to bold. We could even add a border at the bottom here, 1 pixel solid and AAA. And then what we could do is we could give the overall BB code quote, say, a width of 300 pixels. So we can format this how we want using CSS, or style it how we want using CSS. I'm obviously just doing it within the browser. Okay, so again, that's the more basic usage. In the next video, we're going to look at some more interesting examples. We're going to look at detecting URLs if users are posting things like links to websites or links within your own website. We're going to look at smileys, and we're also going to look at adding our own rules to this, so we can add rules that maybe don't exist or that we might want to slightly adjust.